So I had realized what he was really saying, and he didn't realize that he was saying it subconsciously, but he was basically saying he didn't like that women would listen to songs that helped them go within internally, that help them depend on what they're hearing within. And the whole movement, the whole reason he and I had even connected was over two things. We had common spiritual beliefs, so we believed in as above, so below, as within, so without. And we believed in going within. So when he said that, at that time, I wasn't, fully aware of what he was really saying. I hadn't processed it fully. But now that I'm processing everything, I fully processed it. I realized what he was really saying, and he only showed and proved what he was really saying, because every time internally, I went into my shell, isolated, and went internal to learn about myself more, or I got creative or whatever, he would argue with me. We would start fighting. It would just be all bad. You know what I mean? So his actions was proving that and showing it. When I realized, circling back to this warlock energy, that's when I realized he had been doing rituals on me, lighting candles, having seances, and putting hair in the food that he would cook for me, because I would find too much pieces of hair too many times, to the point where I'm like, I'm stuttering, I'm sorry y'all, because this stuff makes me like disgusted, like, because I think about what else he could have been doing to me. It's just scary and creepy. So me and him ended up ending very badly, because he had an anger issue. He would punch the walls and blame me for him actually punching the walls, and tell me that I have issues and I have problems when he's the one punching the walls. I'm like I done had a previous relationship that was really toxic, and I was the aggressor, and I had to realize that and had to accept that shit. And so me accepting that and learning that about myself, I don't feel like me running into him was karma. I feel like it was just really me, like, really being able to see, okay, this is how you used to act, and this is your chance to act different. And I did, which is why I feel like spirit has been just gifting me so much, bro. Like, spirit has been gifting me. I just gotta say, I gotta take the time out and just thank spirit for everything, for me being able to hear myself, to hear with clarity, you know what I mean? So we ended really badly because of his anger issues. His trust issues. He had an emotional detachedness about him that made him super cold and cutthroat. So he ended up kicking me out in 7-degree weather, because he didn't like that I posted the truth about what he was doing to me. He didn't want everybody to know the truth about who he really is. He wanted everybody to think of him as this community leader and as this person who wants to help the homeless. And that's the fucking crazy thing about it, is he literally was a community person who literally goes out, helps the homeless, feeds the people, and tries to prevent homelessness. But he is the exact catalyst that put me in a situation to where I had to sleep in a homeless shelter for 3 days, because his lack of understanding, his lack of empathy, and emotional depth. So after, he was just a narcissist, honestly, y'all. And a narcissist, at the end of the day, they're just hurt children who are hurting. And that's one of the main things that he would talk to me about, is he would be so upset with his mom, but he wouldn't like say that. He would act like he already healed it with her, but I'm like, no, dude, you're still dealing with shit from your mother. Like, you're taking it out on me, and I'm not your fucking mom. Like, your mom, you need to talk to her again. But he would act like, oh, I already healed with my family, I already did this. And I'm like, no, nigga, it's called evolution. You consistently have to evolute with the people that you love. You're gonna consistently have to learn and undo things, you know what I mean? So that's where I was just like, you're just pretending, you're living a facade, you're living a lie ultimately, and I don't want to live a lie with you, nigga. And I felt like I was dating somebody else. I felt like I was dating, he was really into the spiritual leader at the time. I felt like I was dating that spiritual leader. I felt like I was dating, I'm not going to mention the name, but I felt like I was dating the spiritual leader that he was following. It felt like he was trying to emulate and be him, you know, but just without integrity. And so that whole independence sent me on a whole like tangent in the shower, and I was just like, I have to share this story time with the people and just let y'all know how twisted this stuff can get. But remaining firm in your boundaries and your self-love, and you know who you are, will definitely help you. It will help you get through things like this, because me, like, loving myself and staying firm on my boundaries, even with people who are trying to currently date me and people who like are currently intrigued by me, I just keep my boundaries up. Like, don't touch me, da 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 da, because that man fucked me up, putting his hands on me and shit. Nigga had me in a whole like chicken wing with his fucking, he knew martial arts, so he had his whole his whole knee in my back. But yeah, it was dangerous. He was really dangerous, put his fucking martial arts, you know, practices on me and shit. And he doesn't realize why I was acting the way I was acting. You're a grown-ass man acting aggressive, punching walls. I'm fucking scared. Like, yes, I'm gonna act a certain way. I'm gonna react to that. Like, I can try and respond, but at that time I didn't have the strength at that time to just get up and leave. I hope y'all like that story. It was really again, I don't think me or him was a bad person. I think he was a narcissist, and I think he was very manipulative emotionally, mentally, and just physically. But I do feel as though I had a lot of maturing to do as a woman, and growing to do as a woman. But I was very compassionate. I was very empathetic. I was very kind to him. I was very understanding. Like, the cops had passed by, and me and him had gotten a really bad argument, and he had choked me up and everything. And instead of me running out there and being like, this nigga got a gun, and in the state that we were at on the East Coast, it's illegal for him to have a gun at all, period, point blank. And instead of me like victimizing myself when I really was victimized, but instead of acting like a victim and running out there and getting the black men fucking arrested, knowing what they do to them, they kill our men. Instead of doing that, this nigga thought everything I was doing was performative. Nigga, I don't have to perform for you. I don't. I could have got your bitch ass locked up. Excuse my language. I could have got you locked up. But my heart is not like that. I'm not built like that. So instead of getting him jailed, I was just like, I told him, I calmed him down, and I held him at his chest, and I was like, bro, you're a black man. Like, I would never do that to you. Like, I don't know who fucked you up, but I would never do these things to you, especially if they were done to me. Like, these things were done to me as a black woman. Why would I do that to you? I was jailed. I had all types of shit done to me too that I feel like was wrong, but I would never do that to you. So despite me, trying to show him compassion and showing him like, I'm not gonna get you in jail, I'm not, because most women can be very spiteful when they get clouded by their emotions. They don't have, most women who haven't had the luxury of being taught emotional stability, they will literally act upon their emotions, anger, sadness, whatever it may be, jealousy, and they will get that nigga locked up. But I didn't do that. Which is why I'm like, nigga, the fact that you tried to play me is crazy, bro, because I'm really a real one. That just made me realize the independence that women have really does threaten narcissistic men, controlling and manipulative men who are products and byproducts of patriarchy, white supremacy. And it's sad. It's sad to see our brothers acting like this, because this is not their true nature. Which also led me into, I don't think I'm gonna share that next part, that next download. I think I'm gonna wait to share that next part. I ain't even gonna cap, because that shit too deep. But definitely independence, your sacral chakra, and your independence and your sacral chakra are keys to abundance, to living an abundant life. 11:11, as I just seen on the clock. So remember that, and I hope this story helped y'all in some way, somehow, just give y'all insider perspective on life. And that's it. That's all I got to share with y'all. Comment below if y'all have similar stories, or if you just relate, or if you just understand, or if you used to be this person and you developed yourself and evolved enough to learn that was wrong. I love all y'all. Peace in the life, balance, and love y'all.